Welcome to Get Moving TV. I'm Dr. Chris Landon and I serve as your host. Here in Ventura County, we've brought in pediatric hematology, oncology, and there's Dr. Bracho is our hematologist oncologist, and we now have the resources here in Ventura County to really help take care of children who need chemotherapy. We have an arrangement with Children's Hospital Los Angeles where Dr. Bracho is actually on staff, and so we have the full range of consultation available. But the other things that happen to a family are incredible. One day you have a child who may have had a little fever that didn't go away, and you bring them to the doctor, and then you jump into a fire. The Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation has been an excellent partner. We're going to meet today with Becca and talk a little bit about the foundation and about her own life too. So Becca, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation and the things that you're starting to do here in Ventura County and the things that are going to be available to our families.
Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation has been around since 2003, and we help financially assist families with children with cancer. So we help pay for their rent or their mortgage or car payments, electricity bills that they'd normally be able to pay for, but when their child is diagnosed with cancer, usually one of the parents has to take time off work or quit their job to be with their child, and so we try to provide services so that they can have that time with their child and not have to worry so much on the bills that they'd normally be able to pay. So we also provide support groups for the families, and we do different events throughout the year for the families so that they can meet each other, and the kids can meet other kids, and the parents can meet other parents, and we try to make it, you know, kind of a fun atmosphere for them and try to take them out of the chaos that they're living in, and so they can have some fun and then also relate to people going through similar situations. And then we do a couple fundraising events a year too, and we help get the community involved financially to help support these families.
Well, I think the hardest thing for me as a physician, one, of course, is giving the diagnosis, but also to have a mom say, okay, you're getting chemotherapy, I have to go to work. Or for the brothers and sisters, suddenly the focus is just on one person in the family. And what does it take to get attention here? You have to get chemotherapy, and mom and dad are crying, and how can we support the family? So what you do is such a valuable part. There's the mechanics of the medical treatment and the services we offer, but the impact on the family is incredible. Now, for yourself, I think you've written a song, kind of about your own experience. Can you tell me about your own life and your experience? And you jumped into a fire, and you've come out the other side, this hardened steel of a human being here.
Yeah, I wrote a song called Through the Fire, and it's just about my own personal experience with cancer and how, you know, my friends and my family, and also through music, I love music, and how all of that together combined really helped get me through my difficult time. When I was 16 years old, I was diagnosed with cancer. My foot started hurting, and it hurt for about a year, and we kept going back to the doctors, and they took x-rays, they put me through 6 months of physical therapy. They thought it could have been fallen arches, so they gave me shoe inserts, and nothing seemed to work. So after a year, it was so bad that I'd have to literally use crutches to get around every once in a while, and it was really difficult. And so what ended up happening is we had an MRI, and they found a tumor the size of a marble right in the middle of my foot. This kind of life. Then I remembered what you said to me. Ooh, you've gotta be free. You're holding back, quit holding back. Don't be afraid. but my mom went with me and we went down to UCLA, and the doctor said that it looked like they got everything out and I should be good to go, and they'd call me within about 5 days with the results. And so I went home, and 5 days later I was kind of staying on the couch because I just had the surgery, couldn't really go up the stairs, and my mom answered the phone, and we only had one phone in the house at the time, and the cord was like this long, and it was right in the kitchen, right next to the living room. So I was in the living room, my mom picked up the phone, and it was the doctor's, and he's like, I'm really sorry to tell you this, but we couldn't get everything out, and your daughter has a really rare aggressive form of cancer. We can do more surgeries to her foot, but there's going to be a 90% chance that it'd come quickly into her lungs, and there'd be a 90% chance that she won't make it. And so the only thing that we can really highly suggest, even though it sounds scary, is for her to get a mid-calf amputation. But what I didn't understand is that my help lies in my hands, and I don't want to live this kind of life. And I remembered what you... And so I went to Cottage Hospital in Santa Barbara, and I begged to be on pediatrics because I didn't want to be on the other floors because it was just so scary, and I knew that pediatrics at least was, kind of fun, and not fun, but kind of, as fun as it can be in a hospital. And so I was hooked up to chemo for 22 hours a day with an hour to shower and an hour to go out on the patio. And I went in for a week at a time, so 7 days for chemo, and then I'd go home for 2 weeks and then go back in, and it was supposed to be 11 months of this. And what happened is I ended up having my surgery on Halloween of 2003. I had my amputation surgery, and it was really scary, and I had to sign a paper saying, yes, you can, take part of my leg, and it was something super intense to do as a 16-year-old, and I lost my hair, and, the community really pulled together, which was really cool and really nice. And when I was in the hospital, I met a lady named Nikki, now her name's Nikki Katz, and she was just a volunteer at the time, just starting Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation. And she came into the hospital room and she found out that I liked to sing, and she thought it would be really cool to get something that I sang on the radio so that I could hear it and be happy for us, even if it was just for that minute that it was on the radio. So she's a real go-getter, so she, as you know. So she went to all these different radio stations, and I had only one song that I sang background vocals. And she took the song, they really liked it, and they just wanted to know if I had something that I was singing the lead vocals on. And I didn't have anything. I'd never recorded in a professional studio or anything. And so she, with her really wanting to help, she just pushed on, and she had known a friend a while back who was in the entertainment industry, so she called him up, and next thing you know, she's coming back into the hospital room talking to my mom, saying that she has a full-on huge studio session booked, like a professional studio session down in LA booked for me, and I can go and I can record my song. Then we'd come back to Santa Barbara and they'd put it on the radio. And my mom said that she looked at me and I was totally bald, really pale, super sick, like can hardly get out of bed, and she's like, we're gonna do this. And so she told me, and I was so excited, and it got me really excited to get up and to do something. I was telling all my friends, I was super excited. So I went down to LA, they hooked me up with voice lessons, professional voice lessons, because they said yes, but they didn't know if I could actually sing. And I personally don't think that they actually cared. Just with the story, they just wanted me to have a good day in the studio. So I remember walking in, it was Westlake. I walk in and there's platinum albums lining the walls like everywhere, and it's all my favorite musicians, and they had all recorded there. I got to record where Michael Jackson recorded Thriller. So it was the same studio, the same booth, everything. So that to me was like, My smile was from ear to ear, and my mom was so funny because I brought friends. She's like, don't touch anything, you got to be super on your best behavior. And I used to be really, really shy, so they told the producers, you know, don't expect a lot because she's super shy. And when I got behind the glass and put the headphones on, I just felt so in my element, and like this, I just went for it, and I just sang my heart out.